And if not, you can take them off.
Is there a special trick to taking them out? Is there like a left and a right?
Yeah.
Oh, what if we should be using the other camera on the back?
Mm.
Or does it always do it that way with Facebook?
Let's do it that way so that we know what's
It's
going
better
on.
so they can see, probably.
I tightened it down big time. Let me see.
That's good.
There's this thing here.
Looks good.
So
Cool.
why am I having these in my ears?
So that maybe people can hear you better. So
Oh,
Cassie's
okay.
on. Hi, everybody. Cassie and Mylise are on. Ask them about the sound. We can do a sound check with those and without them.
Okay, this is a sound check. Can you, Cassie and my niece,
Sideways.
Okay.
They say sideways again. I don't understand that. Let me see if it goes. Oh, oops.
Hi, Brad.
Cassie says still sideways. Okay, please tell us, are we sideways or no?
Are we sideways or no?
And if you rotate it, it can roll it.
I don't know. This is so dumb. I don't know why it won't. Okay, let's just see if this does it.
There it goes.
Okay, see if we're sideways.
Are we sideways now?
Because that thing is sideways.
Yeah, but I had it the other way.
What if you rotate all the way around?
That's what I did before. And it said sideways.
Damn
I know.
It's because we're not talking.
What if we talk? I'm talking.
You know.
Hello. Anybody confirm that we're normal?
We're sideways.
Chrisanne's watching. Still. It says it's better vertical. Cassie said that, but then somebody else was like,
Yes.
we're still sideways? Word. You are normal. Yay.
It's the first time anybody said that about me.
So funny. I'm going to back it up just a little bit. Can't do that. Can't tip. Okay. Maybe we should.
Can we tip it down just a little?
No, it'll fall.
There we go. That's perfect.
Okay. Let me just. Hi, everyone.
So
There we
do I
go.
have any wiggle room to get around and walk? Or
Yeah,
am
I mean, you guys could even scoot the mat back a little bit.
Scoot it
Yeah,
back a little bit.
and it's okay if they don't see you the whole time. There we go. That's perfect.
Good? Okay.
Yep. And then, Gretch, the comments, they just roll in here. So, good
So do you want me to be
morning.
checking these
No, you
comments,
don't
or-
have to, but if you want to, like, double check sounds working, just ask somebody, and then you can come read
If I'm
it.
like
Okay.
holding in a posture, you could like just go around, just like peek.
And so can they, if I come in here and look though, they're gonna see me.
Yes, but if you go
But I
around
like this side.
Yep. There you go. You guys,
Okay,
we are
perfect.
so
Okay, so we're set.
cool.
Heck yeah, we
All
are.
right, have fun.
Okay, thanks.
Hey,
So you wanna
guys.
just start roll?
Yeah,
Okay.
just how you would a normal.
Okay. Good morning, namaste. This is Mac Mackenzie and myself, Gretchen. I'm here to guide you through a flow one. This flow one is our spring one, so you're getting a sneak peek 2 days early, which we're really excited and to be able to bring to you. We're peeking today into Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon pose. And so I do have some props being used today, but if you have books at home, if you have a robe, a tie, or anything like that, you're always welcome to grab that, use that. And if you don't need the props, obviously you don't need to grab them. All right, so I'm gonna have Mackenzie start in supported fish pose. So she's gonna grab 2 blocks. You could always use a pillow, a bed pillow at home to lay the length of your spine. But today Mackenzie's gonna put a block between her shoulder blades and then one to support her head. And then when she comes down, she has a nice support. She's gonna bring her feet together in Supta Baddha Konasana. Her knees are gonna splay nice and wide. And she can take one hand, you can take one hand to your heart mat, one hand to your navel space. So here we'll be working with Samavriti pranayama. Samavriti is equal part breathing. So just taking a moment or two to just breathe naturally. Tap into your space. Notice how the breath flows in and out of your body. As your breath located more in the chest. You don't have to give a story behind it, but just notice. And then once you've settled into your space, start this equal part breathing. So exhale everything out. And then through the nose, inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for a moment. And now exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job, Matt. Continue with that breath for just a few more rounds. Let's do 5 more rounds together. And Samavriti, this equal part breathing, is very calming on the nervous system. So you're tapping into your rest and digest, your parasympathetic state. As you breathe in this way, something that can easily be taken off of the mat. Let's do 3 more rounds right here. Inhaling, retaining the breath as you, and then exhale it out. Finish out your final 2. One more breath. Retain for just a moment and empty it all back out. And then once you've emptied out that controlled exhale, just breathe naturally once more. Noticing if your breath patterns have changed at all. When your body feels ready to move, slowly roll either to your left or your right side, gently coming off of your blocks or your pillow if you're at home. Resting your head on your arm. And just giving yourself a moment. And then go ahead and roll back onto your back. And give your knees a squeeze into your heart space. And start to rock and roll a little bit, maybe some circles at first. And then eventually starting to roll forward and back the length of your spine, giving your spine a nice little massage. Good. And then rock yourself up on this 3rd time up into a tabletop pose. Once you come into tabletop pose, you'll stack your wrists directly under your shoulders. Your knees will be under your hips. Good. Draw your belly in just a little bit for me, Mac. Great. So finding that neutral tabletop shape. And then begin to cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your sit bones up. Feel your belly drop to the floor, look up. Exhale, pull your tailbone down. Feel the spinal rounding as you hug chin on chest. Good, do that again. Inhale to cow. And then exhale into cat pose. Good. Again, inhale. This time, stay right here for just a moment And draw your palms back towards your knees without moving. So start to deepen this extension. And now exhale, tailbone down. Find cat. Once you come into cat, look between your thighs and press your palms down into the floor. So just opening up the extension in the back, or the flexion now. Good. Do that again, Mac. Inhale. And exhale. So take now a few moments to just organically move. So maybe do some barrel rolls. You can look over your right shoulder, bring your right shoulder towards your right hip, close it off a little bit on the right side, and then switch out. Do that on the left side. These organic movements, we call those leela, playfulness in Sanskrit. It's good that we keep a light perspective as we flow through our class. Go ahead and do one more round of breath. And then once again, after you finish out your exhale, find your way to neutral here, Mac. So pull your belly in slightly. You can see her tailbone draw down. Now walk your hands slightly in front of your shoulders, about an inch or so. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then just start to explore the shape. Start to pedal it out. So you may have just gotten up or having a lazy few days. So just start to explore, see how tight your body feels. If it does, stay and linger a little bit. Breathe into any spaces that have tightness or discomfort. Also notice what feels really nice in the body. Okay. Start to settle in, find some stillness right here. And once you come to stillness, spread the skin across your upper back wide. Wrap your upper arms towards your cheeks. Now you don't have to touch the mat, but push your heels down to the floor. Take a breath in. Empty out your breath. Feel your belly tone a little bit. Look forward, bend your knees. Walk up to your hands. Find ragdoll, uttanasana. Play around. So you're at home maybe obviously watching. So maybe do something a little different. So maybe your feet are wide as your mat, or you're doing something that you normally don't do. It's really nice to invite that different movement into the body. See how it responds. Take one more breath. And then slowly work your way back to center. Heel toe your feet. They can touch if that feels comfortable, but you can also keep them a little wider apart, about hip width. Try to keep your hands on the floor now and lift up halfway. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. You can bend your knees as much as you need. Exhale, fold forward. Great back. Do that once more. Inhale, halfway. Lift your gaze, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Reverse swan dive. Bring your hands to heart space in Samastiti, equal standing pose. A few half sun A's. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Tone your belly. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come through heart space. Hands on the floor. Inhale, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Okay. Root to rise, come all the way up. Reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, Samastiti. Let's do that 2 more times. This is just linking breath with movement. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva-Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, hinge, long spine. See how long Mac's spine is beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift your gaze, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Okay. Root to rise, come all the way up, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, Samastiti. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, Urdhva-Hastasana, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge, spine stays long. You can always bend your knees right here. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Good. Root to rise, come all the way up. Big reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, Samastiti. We're going to move on a little bit. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva-Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Good. Plant your hands and now step back right into a plank pose. Good. From plank pose, take a deep breath in and lower down onto your knees. And then take a seat, Mac. Good, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down chaturanga. It's something that we always do in our flow ones. And this is a perfect time, so if you're watching from home and you're newer to yoga, chaturangas are a great way to build shoulder strength and core strength, really helping the body. Now there's lots of different versions we're gonna go through too. The first one is really gonna work on pinning your shoulders towards your back, your rhomboids on your back. So go ahead, Mac, start off in plank pose. So we'll always start off in plank pose. And then once Mac comes into plank pose, her shoulders and her wrists are stacked. She has a nice long line through her body. She's gonna lower down onto her knees. Now once Mac lowers down onto the knees, we're gonna take her tailbone and lengthen it down towards the heel. So a little slight tuck, if you will. Now gaze is straight ahead. Take a deep breath in, Mac, and slowly lower. Now as Mac is gonna lower, her elbows are gonna draw towards the back wall, coming down. Her whole torso touching the mat at the same time. Good, take the tops of your feet and push them down into the mat. You might even feel your kneecaps lift. Now inhale, lift up your neck. Now lift your heart and your low ribs. This is Bhujangasana. Now elbows, pull them back towards your heels. That's it. So without moving your hands, you'll feel your elbows draw back. Take one more breath right here, Mac. And exhale, release down to the floor. Good. Curl your toes back under. Take a deep breath in. Press back up to tabletop pose. Take an inhale. Exhale into downward facing dog. So that's your first version of chaturanga. It really works the shoulder blades right here and helps to build strength. Now, if you've been practicing for a while, I'm gonna talk you through full chaturanga. So go ahead and shift forward back to plank pose. So again, Mac is in one strong, solid line. Her shoulders and her wrists are lined up. She looks really great through her whole body. Now look straight ahead, pull your heart forward a little bit. Take a deep breath in. And go ahead and lower halfway. Now at her halfway point, everything is still staying nice and plumb. Go ahead and flip your feet for me. Straighten up your arms. Put a little bend to your arms. This is upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog. She'll flip over her toes or flip her toes as she comes back. Good, take a full breath in right here. A full breath out. Look forward, bend your knees. Go ahead and walk up or jump up to your hands. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Root to rise, come all the way up, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, samastihiti. Good, so we're gonna go through one of those chaturangas and add on to it. Inhale, reach your arms up right here, Mac. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Plant your hands, find plank pose. Now this is your opportunity. You can take this chaturanga on your knees. It's really delightful. Or from plank pose. So go ahead through your flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Now once you come into downward facing dog, lift up your right leg. Good. Exhale, bring it in towards your chest, your knee towards your chest. Good. Inhale, go straight back. Exhale, lunge to your right thumb. Good. Now spider tip your fingers. So come up onto your fingertips right here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, straighten your front leg and bend your elbows. This is a little pyramid variation. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, come forward to a supported lunge. Exhale, straighten and flex your arms. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, draw forward, heart forward, long leg. Exhale, pyramid pose. Good, last one. Inhale. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, come forward to a lunge. Step back to plank pose. Take a deep breath in to prepare in plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Lift your shoulders up a little bit for me, Mac. There you go. Good, and we'll meet in downward facing. Moving on to the left side. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, bring your knee towards your heart space. Inhale, go high. Exhale, lunge to your left thumb. Good, spider tip your fingers, so come up onto your fingertips. Look forward, strong right leg. Exhale, pyramid variation. Good, again, inhale, draw forward. So just starting to pulse in the body. Exhale, go back. Good, 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good, last full one. and draw back. This time come forward into a lunge pose. Step back into a plank pose. Take a deep breath in to prepare your body. Exhale your chaturanga. Great. So this variation, Mac is doing it on her knees, coming up into Bhujangasana Cobra, and then she'll lower back down. And she could also press through tabletop pose, but if she's feeling strong, she can press right up to plank pose and then into downward facing dog. Good, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Look forward, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Good, inhale, lengthen your spine, so lift your gaze, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Root to rise, come all the way up, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, Samastiti. We'll be moving into our roots section of class. So go ahead and Mac, and take your left foot and ground it down into the mat. So really push down into the mat. Now bring your right foot up to your inner thigh. If the inner thigh is not accessible, you can always go down below the knee to the calf or to the ankle. Okay. You're welcome to bring both hands to the heart space. Okay. So right here, Mac is nice and lined up. Her shoulders are right over her hips and her legs are nice and strong. I want you to take your left thigh, Mac, and push it towards me a little bit. That's it. Her gaze is straight ahead. Chin is level with the earth. Let's just take a few breaths right here. Take one more breath in and out. And gently release your right foot down from your left leg and pedal it out a little bit. Once you've pedaled it out, stamp down with your right foot and bring your left foot up. Try to match what you did on the opposite side, the right side. And then once more, now Mac is going to take her right thigh and she's going to press it over towards the left, helping to stabilize her body. A little pro tip, if you're feeling a little wiggly, just engage your glutes a tad. You don't want to clench, but that'll help stabilize you. Now just stay and breathe. One more breath. Good, and go ahead and release your left foot down. Give it a little wiggle. Now, let's go through a chaturanga. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Plant your hands and take your chaturanga dandasana. That can again be on the knees or from plank pose. So during this roots part of class, we're going to hold the first part for all the poses for about 5 breaths. And during those 5 breaths, I'll start to talk a little bit about some alignment, and then we'll flow through that section. So go ahead and lift your right leg up, Mac. Bring your knee towards your heart space. Good. Inhale, go straight back. Exhale, lunge between your thumbs. Back heel spirals down. So right off the bat, we're looking for heel to arch alignment. Rise up to warrior 2. So we'll be holding warrior 2 for about 5 breaths. So during this time, so Mac is going to really work on stabilizing her base. She's grounding the outer edge of her back foot, and as she's grounding the outer edge, turn your foot in, she's going to push down through her big toe mound. At the same time, her right leg is going to be pushing open towards me a little bit. Now go ahead and tone your belly, Mac. That's it. And extend your energy out through both of your fingertips. This is beautiful. Take one more breath in and out. Now flip your right palm and reverse your warrior. So reach up and back. Now the tendency is to reach up and back but lose the lunge. So Mac is going to deepen her lunge a little bit. That's it. And now she's going to reach long through her side body. Beautiful. Her knee and her toes are pointing directly forward, staying with some nice alignment in the body. Take one more breath in and out. Go ahead and tick-tock your arms to a T for me. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your upper body forward as you press your hips back. Exhale into Trikonasana triangle pose. That's it. So when she comes into triangle pose, she has her hand hovering, which is totally acceptable because I know that Mac has a lot of oblique strength. But if she were maybe newer, she can put her hand on the block just for a little bit of support. Now she's reaching up and down. The top of her head forward, her hips pressing back. And take one more breath in. And out. Rebend your right knee. Inhale to warrior two. Good, stay for your exhale. Now straighten your front leg and turn your feet in so they're parallel with the front and the back of the sticky mat. Bring your block with you, Mac. Here you go. There you go. Now take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Spine is long. Good. Reach your hands down to the floor underneath your shoulders and just stay for a little bit. Find some movement. Settle in. All right, so we're gonna bring in some twists. So go ahead, Matt, and grab your block, take a halfway lift, and place your block right underneath your nose. You can always use a book at home. Left hand is on the block, right arm reaches up nice and tall. Now go ahead and put a little bit of a bend to your left knee right here. Good, so she's gonna work on twisting her torso, her ribs working towards the right side. As she rotates, twists, rings out. This looks great. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release down. Look down, bring your right hand down to the mat and switch it out. So go ahead and take your right hand on the block. Inhale your left arm up high towards the ceiling. Put a micro bend to your right knee. There you go. And now rotate open, the same thing. So she's rotating her ribs towards the left. Her shoulders opening up, and then her gaze is slightly at her palm. Stay here for 2 breaths. One more inhale. And exhale, release down to the floor. Inhale, take a halfway lift. You might want to come up off of your block. Exhale, lunge to the top of your mat. Step back into plank pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, dandasana. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale into downward facing. Okay. So we'll move into the left side. Lift your left leg high. Oh, look at this. She's on top of it. Good job, Mac. Exhale, knee towards your heart space. Good. Inhale, go straight back. Exhale, lunge between your thumbs. Back heel spirals down. Rise up, warrior two. So once again, what's important is your base. You want to really set your feet in a strong position so the rest of your body has an easier time in the shape. So grounding the outer edge of her back right foot and her big toe mount. As that's happening, her left shin drawing forward. Her belly is toned. Her shoulders are soft, her arms extended long. Take one more breath in. And out. Flip your left palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Now as, again, you're reversing your warrior, you want to make sure that you keep a strong lunge in the body. And then starting to create space through the ribs. So take your breath and think about your left side body as you're breathing. That's it. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Tick-tock your arms to a T. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, glide forward. So reach your torso forward. Draw your hips back. Exhale into Trikonasana. And again, hand can be a light touch on the shin. You just don't want to rely on your body to help you in the position. Good, and now extend up, Mac. Reach all the way up, that's it. And then she's reaching down, but she has her hand on the block. That's not prohibitive. She's using it for support to help gain more length. That's it. Take 2 more rounds of breath right here. One more. Good, now go ahead and bend your left knee, rebend your left knee, come back up into warrior two, use your inhale. Now straighten your front leg, turn your feet in so both feet are parallel with the short sides of your sticky mat. Inhale, lift up, gain some length. Exhale, take your fold. So her chin is off of her chest the whole time, beautiful. Good. Go ahead and reach down, bring your hands underneath your shoulders just for a moment, take your halfway lift. and then fold into it. Now, as she's folding into it, we want to make sure that her legs, your legs, are very strong. So engage your legs, your quadricep muscles. That's it. Hug your elbows in a little bit, so think shoulder width. Take one more breath right here. Empty it out. Now inhale, take your halfway lift. Grab your block. Place your left hand on your block right under your nose. Inhale your right arm high. That's it. So again, micro bend to the left knee as she rotates open. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hand down to the mat. Go ahead and switch it out. Inhale your left arm high. Again, micro bend the right knee, still grounding the right foot. So we don't want to find a collapse. Take one more breath. Empty it out. Exhale, look down, hand down. Good. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, lunge to the top of your mat. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale to chaturanga dandasana. Nicely done. So now we'll move breath with movement. So it's not it's not an incredibly fast pace, but to just coordinate that movement as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out, it's essential in our yoga practice. Lift your right leg up high. Hug in, knee to the heart space. Inhale high. Exhale, lunge between your thumbs. Inhale, warrior two. Allow yourself to settle in on the exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale your arms to a T. Inhale, straighten your leg. Good, stay, settle in. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, trikonasana. That's it. Inhale, warrior two. Good. Straighten your front leg, turn your foot. Deep breath in to lift up through the heart. Exhale, fold forward. We're gonna skip the side openings here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lunge top of your mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, knee to heart space. Inhale, high. Exhale, lunge between your thumbs. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, settle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Glide forward with the breath in. Exhale, trikonasana. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Turn your feet. Deep breath in, lift through the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lunge to the top of your mat. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Great. Perfect, and now we'll just stay, we'll breathe a little bit. So you always have the option if you're at home to put a pause on and go through that flow a second time. If you have the time or you're really feeling like you want that movement. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Good, look forward, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Root to rise, come all the way up, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, samasthiti. So we're going to take tree and up level it to a pose called Uttita Hasta Padangusthasana. So I'm gonna have Mac grab her strap. And again, you can use like a belt to a robe or a tie. Any long rope type thing will work. Good job, our model. Okay, so moving into this pose, so she's gonna ground her left foot.
Should I do it this way?
Yeah, please. So she's going to be very stable. So we want her to be stable through her legs. So she's gonna take her left foot and she's gonna ground down. She's hitting all 4 points of her foot. Bring your right leg up, Mac, to Ekapada. That's it, Tadasana. Now take your strap and go ahead and strap the pads of your right foot. Now, the goal eventually is to be able to grab the big toe. So when she takes her strap, she's gonna get as close to the big toe as she needs, And then she'll release the slack as she needs, as she progresses into the pose. Now, once you feel stable, Mac, in your left leg, and all of you at home, start to kick your right leg forward, pressing through your heel. Toes are drawing back towards your body. So we want to resist the urge to lean back. Oftentimes we feel that counterbalance will help us to be stable, but we don't want that pinchiness in the lumbar spine. So see if you can draw forward a little bit, tone the belly. Good. Take one more breath in and out. Good. Now inhale, straighten up a little bit. Exhale, open up. Good. So Mac's opening up to the right side of the room. She is still pressing through her heel. Toes are still flexed back. That's it. Staying stable. Now if you want to up level, look to the opposite of your extended leg. Take one more breath in. You've got it. Hold on to it. And out. Gently draw back to center and release your strap and your foot down to the floor. Wiggle it out. That's a lot. So go ahead and pedal it out. And now we're going to switch sides. Right foot stabilizes. Press your right foot into the mat as you bring your left leg up to that 90-degree mark, that Ekapada Tadasana. And then go ahead and strap the pads of your toes. So the pads are right below your actual toes. Good. Now, once you feel situated, you're grabbing as close to the big toe as you can. Start to extend out and give yourself as much slack as you need. Good. Again, tone the belly, so draw the belly towards the spine a little bit. Lean forward. Good. If you're feeling a little wobbly, press the foot into the mat and hug the hip into the middle. Take one more breath in and out. Now inhale, lift up. Exhale, open up to the left side. Good. Keep stabilizing. So Mac, take your right hip and hug it in towards the middle, towards your extended leg. Oh. That's all right. We fall out, we get back in, and that's what we do.
Again.
There you go. And as you come back in, if you fall out, you're just taking a moment and you're breathing through it. There you go. Got it. Let's all take, that's all right. Let's all take one more breath in and out. That just shows that we're human. And then go ahead and release it down to the floor and pedal it out. And then we'll face forward once more. So we're moving into a second route. So we'll go and hold some breath, some poses. We'll hold the breath again, and then we'll flow once more, linking the breath with the movement. So go ahead and stand to the top of your mat, big toes to touch or a slight gap. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge, long spine. Good. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Plant your hands and step back. Find plank pose. Take a deep breath in plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, your chaturanga. Again, it could be on the knees. Sometimes it looks like plank to down dog. Okay. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee towards your heart space. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, lunge, this time to the right thumb. Good. Inhale, Anjayasana, crescent pose, reaching up. Good, so in crescent pose, we can spend a little bit of time here. So start to pay attention to your back leg. See if you can bring your heel up off the floor. And now Mac, without letting your heel, or at home, without letting your heel drop, see if you can create more extension through the left leg. Now find a little bit of tone to your belly. Reach your arms nice and high towards the ceiling. That's great. Let's stay for one more breath together. Empty it out. Now inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms come to touch at the heart space. Hinge forward a little bit on your next breath in, and exhale, twist your body to the right. Connect your left elbow with your outer right thigh. Now once you come into this, think about creating, again, long lines. So find extension through your left leg, energy pressing out through the heel and through the top of the head. Now press your palms into each other and see if you can wring it out just a little bit more. That's it. Take one more breath in and out. and change. Inhale, find crescent pose. Good, stay for your exhale. Now take a deep breath in, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, airplane crescent, arms reach back. Now this is beautiful. Mac is pressing her heart forward. So see if you can do that at home. Her rhomboids, the muscles that gather her shoulder blades towards each other, are hugging in. Now see if you can pull your belly in and tuck your tailbone ever so slightly. That's it. Take one more breath in and out. Inhale, reach up to crescent pose. Exhale, touch down, find lunge, step back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, dandasana. And this is great, this is smart. So we are, 2/3 of the way through class. Inhale to cobra, and Mac decided I'm gonna take my knees. So instead of compromising the chaturanga, she's thinking smartly about what's right for her body. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale to the heart space. Go ahead. Inhale high. Exhale, lunge to your left thumb. And inhale, Anjayasana, crescent pose. And once again, start to fine-tune your shape. Right leg nice and strong. Her heel right off the bat is lifted from the floor, finding extension and lift of the hamstring towards the ceiling. Her belly is toned, arms reaching. Now spiral your pinky fingers in towards each other a little bit. Good. Take one more breath in and out. Now inhale, reach up, Mac. And bring your hands to your heart space as you exhale. Good. Hinge forward as you breathe in. And exhale, twist to the left, connecting right elbow with outer left thigh. And once again, creating nice long lines. So the more energy, the more activated your back leg is, the more your body will be stable in this shape. And now when she's bringing, when she's twisting out, she's bringing her right ribs towards the left and up even towards the ceiling. Take one more breath in and out. Inhale to crescent. Good, stay for your exhale. Now inhale, reach up. Exhale, airplane crescent, arms reach back. The belly is toned, pulling in slightly, so you'll feel the tail neutralize. Back leg strong, chest and heart extending forward. This looks great, Mac. Take one more breath in and out. Inhale, rise up to crescent pose. Exhale, touch down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, dandasana. Good. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. And then once more, we're going to flow through that same sequence. So inhale your right leg high. Exhale to the heart space. Inhale high. Exhale, lunge right thumb. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, twist to the right. Beautiful. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, airplane. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, touchdown. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, dandasana. And again, there she did. She took a little break, was on her knees for those chaturangas, and back up at it. Nice job. Inhale, left leg high. That's what my practice looks like. Knee to the heart space. All over the place with the chaturangas. Go high. And now lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, touchdown. Inhale, plank. Exhale, your chaturanga dandasana. Nice job. Okay. Take a full breath in right here. Recover. Connect with your breathing as you come back to these downward facing dogs. One more. Inhale. Empty it out. Look forward. Bend your knees. Travel top of your space. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Root to rise, come all the way up, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, samastihiti. Okay, no class would be complete without core. So, forearm plank. Reach your arms up as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step back, go through a flow. And your flow again can look like plank to downward facing dog. Remember, you're taking care of you as you're practicing. That's always what's the most important. Okay, from downward facing dog, go ahead and shift forward, find plank pose. Once you're in plank pose, you're welcome to stay in plank, but forearm plank is really where it's at. So we're gonna lower onto the right forearm and to the left forearm. Now, nice and long. Yes, you want to, and I'm gonna time you back so I don't keep you here forever. So yes, you want to round up through here, but that's part one. You also want to pull your heart forward a little bit. So if that feels like it's a lot, it's a struggle, right? And so you want to stay with it. Keep lifting up your hamstrings. But if it becomes too much, instead of just dropping out of it, you can always drop down onto the knees, sending the hip points up towards the navel space. So the core still stays strong and engaged. Good, Matt, go ahead and bring your left arm out just a little bit. There you go, elbows hugging nice and tight. She's still long through her whole spine and through the crown of her head. So she's not letting, could you drop your head for a second and look down, like really let it go? We don't want any of that. We want to stay, and then come on back up. We want to stay elongated and strong through the neck. You're almost there. You have 10 seconds. Hang on to it. Here's your final. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then go ahead and take a moment and rest. Go ahead and bring your forehead on stacked hands. Good job. All right, so we're gonna take just a moment. I'm gonna break down Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And even if you've been doing half moon forever, there's always something to learn, especially when you're getting to see someone who throw it out there for you. So we're gonna come into half moon, and I'm gonna talk about a few things that I wanna see happening in Mac's body so she can really optimize her stability and the length that's being created through her legs, her side bodies, her spine. So your best way to come into it. So let's come into it from extended side angle. So come into it from extended side angle. This is perfect. And I'm gonna keep her block handy. A block is great to have. And so what she's going to do, she's coming into it from extended side angle. So she's going to reach down with her right hand and put her right hand on the block or the floor. The choice is yours. And then we don't want to use momentum going into the pose. We want to use sheer strength. So heel toe your left foot in about 2-3 times. Now, hand is going to come down onto the floor. Catty cornered from the pinky toe. If you need to go in front of the foot, that's fine. So now once she heel toes her foot in, I want you to start to lean forward. As you're leaning forward, straightening the right leg. As the right leg straightens, her left leg will come up. Great job with the hand on the hip. Now her hand is on her hip, and it's there to help her roll open. There you go. Now, once she's rolling open, we want the heel to line up with her hips. We don't want it leaning back too far. Good. Now, we want to stabilize her base. And so what I want to have Mac do is push towards her open side of her body, pushing into my hand, but at the same time, pushing into my opposite hand. So she's hitting the 4 points in her body. Now, once she feels stable, her hip is hugging in. Go ahead, Mac, lift your left arm up. Now, she can stay right here or look up towards the palm. That changes, it's gonna change the balance. Good, take one more breath for Mac. And then as slowly as she went into the pose, she's gonna come out. She's gonna bend her right knee and come up into warrior 2. Good, and then you can relax your body. So we're gonna do that again. Okay, so now we're gonna do that through a flow. So go ahead and we'll start at the top of the mat. Right, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, go through a flow, your chaturanga. And again, whatever that looks like to you. Inhale to your cobra or upward facing. Exhale into downward facing. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale to the heart space. Inhale high. Exhale, lunge between your thumbs. Back heel spirals down to the floor. Rise up, warrior two. So we're just gonna stay in warrior two for just a breath in and a breath out. Good. In, now from here, straighten your front leg. Good. Turn your heels in and toes out. Come into horse pose. That's it. Once you're in horse pose, release your hands to your inner thighs. Thumbs on the inner thighs, fingertips on the outer thighs. This is beautiful. Hinge forward as you inhale, and exhale, dip your right shoulder over to the left. Now back out just a little bit, and fold back in, hinge. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, back out. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale, come through center, and switch your sides. Exhale, left shoulder to right inner thigh. Inhale, back out. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Empty. Good. Inhale, come up. Good. Reach your arms out to a T. From here, straighten your front legs. Turn your left foot in, right toes are out. Deep breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. So Mac is hovering her right hand. You can always put your right hand on a block as well, on the pinky toe side. Okay. So take a full breath in and a full breath out. Release your left hand to your left hip. Heel toe your left foot in. Now using the strength of straightening your right leg, begin to straighten up your right leg as you lift your left leg off the mat. That's it. Now again, creating the stability. So leg is pressing both out and in. Hip is strong and engaged along with the glutes. Once she feels stability, her left arm comes up. That's it. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Begin to bend your right knee. Slowly touch down. Inhale, warrior two. Settle in. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel down to the floor. Step back, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale to the heart space. Inhale high. Exhale, lunge between your thumbs. Back heel down. Rise up, warrior two. That's it. And then we're just staying here for just a brief moment. Full breath in. Full breath out. Straighten your front leg. Turn your feet, heels in, toes out. Inhale to horse, or inhale 5-pointed, exhale to horse. Good, bring your hands to your thighs once more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, right shoulder dips to the left inner thigh, this time for the hold. So allow yourself to just stay. Now as your body unfolds and it opens and allows for more, then you can start to deepen a little bit, but just give yourself some time to breathe right here. Take one more breath in for me, Mac. And out. Good, come on up to center and switch out your shoulders. Left shoulder to the right inner thigh. Good, take 2 more rounds of breath. And change, come on up to center. Straighten your front legs. Good, turn your left foot to the front mirror, back foot in, arms out to a T. Deep breath in, warrior two. That's it. Reach forward. As you breathe in, exhale, extended side angle. And again, you can hover the hands if your oblique strength is allowing for that nice lift on the side bodies, or a block can just help you learn how to gain strength on the side. That's it. Take one more breath right here. Empty it out. Gently release your right hand to your hip. Heel toe in. Now keep your leg bent a little bit back, and now as you're straightening your leg, lift this one. That's it. Perfect. Okay, so we're working on that quadricep strength as we get into the shape. Now, the stability stems in the foot. So Mac is rolling up off of her big toe a little bit, so I'm going to have her push her left leg towards me a tad. Now, once she has stability, she's going to extend her right arm towards the sky. That's it. And just stay and breathe for a few moments, just 2 breaths. One more. And then as slowly as you came down, find your way into warrior 2, bending the left knee. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel down to the floor. Find plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward and downward. Good. Take a full breath in and out. Look forward, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pour forward. Root to rise, come all the way up. Reverse swan dive. Hands to heart space, samastihiti. Okay. Reach your arms up. We're going into our surrender. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step back into downward facing dog. So as we come into this more restorative aspect, we're going to start to let go of some of the chaturangas. Deep breath in, and the more strenuous, exhale your knees down to the floor. Cross your ankles. Go ahead and lie back. Straight onto your back. And as soon as you get onto your back, heel toe your feet towards the edges of your mat, finding constructive rest. So heel toe out, knees come together. Now you can always put a block between your thighs. That's a little more restorative. One hand can come to your heart space, one hand to your navel space. And just allow yourself to settle in. Thank yourself for making your yoga a priority today. Take 2 more breaths. Okay, go ahead and separate your knees about 4 or so inches. Inhale your right leg up to the ceiling and cross it over your left leg. So find maybe an eagle leg or just a simple cross leg. Now press your left foot into the mat, lift your hips up. Slide your hips over to the right as your knees fall to the left. Eagle leg, supine twist. Your arms can be out wide to a T. If you're looking for a deep stretch, you can look away from your knees, if your body allows for it. You can look up towards the ceiling for a more neutral effect, or towards the left for less stretch. Take 1 more breath in and out. Change, come on up to center. Go ahead and uncross your legs. Press both feet into that, lift your hips up, and just give them a little wiggle, a little shake. Lower your hips back down. Lift your left leg up, cross it over your right. Press your right foot into your mat, lift up your hips and slide them to the left. Knees fall to the right. And again, check in with your gaze. See which way your neck feels most appropriate. Take 1 more breath in and out. And change, come on up to center. Unwind your legs. Press both feet into the mat, lift up your hips. Slide them back and forth. This is a little hammock pose. You can all imagine we're on a beach in a hammock. And then lower your hips back down. Okay. And then give your knees a squeeze into the heart space. And you're welcome to stay here or take Ananda Balasana, which is happy baby pose. You can grab the pinky toe or the big toe sides of your feet. And let this be more restorative today. So slide or shimmy from side to side. Maybe extend one leg and then the other. And then when you are ready, extend your body for your final Shavasana. And my encouragement to you who are all listening at home is to give yourself the time for Shavasana. Take 5 or 10, even 15 minutes. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Namaste.